And hello, everybody, and welcome back. It's us. It is we, us, I, and or whoever. This is the portion of our show where we do some table talk. And it's about the episode we just did or any previous episode. If you have questions, you can bring them up now. It helps me very much if you type question before your question so I can grab it and call it out. It should work. It should. If it doesn't, I apologize, but I will try my best to get all the questions in beforehand. And while we wait for questions to come forward, we'll take some from our couch participants here to each other or to me. Jinx is around. Sort of. Unfortunately, the internet is just not working for her. So rip Jinx. She will not be joining us for this session, I guess. But she'll figure it out when she can. If she can come on, she will interrupt this and we'll be able to give her lots of questions and stuff. But otherwise, that's the way it's gonna have to be. Internet stuff, rough.
It's that Canadian internet.
I say we all go down to Roger's headquarters and give them the old what's for.
Skydome?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I don't know what they operate out of. I'm not that up on Canadian culture.
I don't even know what a Canada is.
It's not a real place. Yeah. Yeah, so does any of you have questions? Comments?
No, I have
concerns?
nothing to say to you.
Yeah, show the crab.
That's the crab. That was a question from.
Please respond.
Yeah, show crab. Please. That is from our friend Sly Fox 23 on YouTube here, who made that, I believe, right?
I think she ordered it from. Hold on.
He's just sitting on the shoulders, a little shoulder crab with a little scarf. He's adorable.
I found it.
Crab warlock.
Megan of all trades. It even came with a little birth certificate thing that you can't see very
You
well.
you gotta do the makeup influencer thing and put your hand behind it.
Hold on. Okay, wait.
Focus. Focusing.
Focus.
Oh.
Exposure.
And that white-
Exposure. No,
that white balance.
But from far away, you can see that it has a thing. Yes, it was a very thoughtful gift, and I was lucky that it arrived just in time for the last episode I'll be on for a while. So
Yeah.
You want to discuss that first?
Yeah, go for it, Ron. You can go ahead and talk about that for a minute.
yeah, so here's the thing that happened. I got a new job because my old job decided, hey, we're gonna shutter up this team actually and move it across the seas. All right, thanks for all your work. And in doing such, I, had to apply for another company within the company that I work for. It's an outsourcing company. So, there's layers upon layers upon layers. And the one that I had, that they put me with is a call center, and they work Monday through Friday. And I asked them, can I get the last Friday of every month off? And they said no. So yeah, unfortunately, that's going to limit how much you see me around here until I find either a better job or get really good at faking sick on the last Friday of every month. So, and not making it obvious that it's a pattern. So, yep, that's it.
If we're really lucky, then you'll be here for the next episode anyway, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I might also, I might pop in here and there, be like, whoa, I'm Vernon in the dream world. We've kind of discussed doing some little special surprise episodes.
Yeah, I think we're going to do some stuff on the side. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're like a Freddy Krueger now? Is that the idea?
Yeah, except I got crab claws instead of knife hands. It's more grippy.
You can only walk sideways.
Yeah.
He can only walk sideways. The problem.
Freddy Krueger, but he can only walk sideways.
Get back over here. Wait, where'd you go?
Ah, shit.
I do like that that's the only distinction you listed. Other than that, yeah, basically
same
exactly
thing.
the same.
He's still wearing the red and green
Basically
sweater.
the same.
He's still,
Yeah.
he still murders you in your dreams.
Right.
By pinching you really hard on the foot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, our first question from the audience here from Joseph Gainey. What was with Emery and the Swirly Swirls during the fight with the Archfey? Some people are very new. We've got a whole bunch of new viewers this time around. So, Emery, what was with the Swirly Swirls?
Well, some folks, and I'm not going to say who, but some folks like to call it the Big Suck. It's a very cursed and terrible name for a terrible curse that has been placed on my character.
So you're saying it's appropriate?
Yeah. Listen, it might be, but I still don't like it. So basically, Jade bequeathed unto my poor character an item called the Black Heart, which basically means that it's kind of, I guess it's basically a curse, because she can't get rid of it. It's based on some shit that happened to her in the past that you can learn about by watching previous episodes. Whenever Emery drops below half health, she has to start making wisdom saves, and if she fails, she basically goes berserk, and the soul hole, the big suck, the whatever you want to call it, is part of that. This is the longest it has gone on for since, like, there was a previous time, I think it was the fight on, not the fight in Tema, I think was the longest it had gone on for before this.
It's true, yeah.
But it has just like this whole litany of effects. And I actually have the page up so I can read it. The Black Rage is a state of raw anger that drives and empowers Emery's abilities in the following ways. Emery is under the effects of haste until the end of combat. Any creature within 5 feet of Emery takes 1d4 fire damage at the end of their turn. Oh, we forgot about that part. Emery scores critical hits on an 18 to 20. Emery adds a third damage die to her damage if she scored a critical. I could have killed that thing, god damn it. We focus on more of the effects than others. Emery may only cast cantrips, but they all cast at the highest level she has access to without using a spell slot. Emery cannot be grappled, restrained, or charmed. Emery cannot be killed or incapacitated until the end of combat. If Emery is reduced to 0 hit points, she remains fighting. However, once combat ends and the rage subsides, she immediately falls unconscious and fails 1 death saving throw. In addition, whenever the Black Rage ends, Emery gains a point of exhaustion. So it's very strong, but it also has a lot of drawbacks. So, yippee.
Yeah.
It's my burden to bear.
Wahoo, as some folks might say.
Listen, backstory's a bitch.
Sometimes you get so pissed off that your whole everything gets fucked up.
I don't know that any of us know anything about our backstories coming back to haunt us and give us continued trauma. I don't think that's a thing that any of us are familiar with.
No, certainly not.
Certainly not a major theme of the whole story.
No.
Right. The troop of people who are broken and trying desperately not to feel that way. Yeah.
How dare you?
Listen, I made the comment a long time ago. Tim's got some trauma and we're going to get to it eventually.
The worst part about her trauma is she doesn't even know that it is.
Mm-hmm. That's the best part. You get the trauma in situ.
I'm going to take a screenshot of your face right now and I'm going to make a meme that says that, like an inspirational post. She doesn't even know that it is.
Let's see here. I'm running out of... that was the Swirly Swirl. I think we had...
we had a couple more. I saw them.
Yeah. Supernova Blade, one of the people in our fan art reel, I believe. What does the Leftovers crew think about human evolution and everything evolving into crabs? Carcanization. It is the way, honestly. It's
Yes.
the way things are going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't think very highly of it now, but eventually I'll evolve to think it's great.
And we'll get to a place where we think it's good.
I, for one, accept my new crab overlords.
There's got to be a way to combine those words and make a silly joke out of it, but my brain is just like, nope, just spitting out blank paper out of the brain printer.
Right.
I'm trying to think of all the different kind of crabs, like coconut overlords. That doesn't make any damn sense. Spider overlords. That doesn't make.
I mean,
any
I
sense.
like anything with nut in it. I think that's on brand.
It's
King
a
crab?
lord and a crab.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
We stand all of our king crabs.
Yeah, fun fact. Even though I
The
spend
only
a lot
good
of
king
time
is a
thinking-
crab king. I'm sorry. Go on. You're saying something that is of more value than anything.
Not at all. Actually, I was going to say that despite playing a character whose whole thing is I'm a crab man, I don't think very much about crustaceans.
Crabs.
I don't know if that's his whole thing.
That's most of his thing.
I feel
No,
like there's
Emery has
some
the
depth
whole
to him.
thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have
Oi!
access to the soundboard here.
Yeah, good.
I'm
Just
sorry.
abuse it.
Mhm, mhm. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. Uh,
And you know what's wild? I don't even really like shortbread cookies.
What?
She
Scandalous.
likes the long bread cookies instead.
That what would that be, like biscotti
I
Sure.
don't think so.
or like
Like-
pocky? I think
like a
pocky
churro?
would be a
Maybe.
Ooh,
Pocky sounds a cookie.
churros. Yeah,
mhm, mhm.
Is churro a cookie?
yeah. That's maybe the question. I don't know that churros are cookies.
Poll in the chat, are churros cookies? YN. If you think that they are cookies, subscribe. If you think that they are not cookies,
Also,
hit
can we
that
just
like button.
can we just appreciate Sam in the chat calling me hilarious?
Yeah.
Very funny.
Known comedian.
Speaking of terribly funny, Sly Fox is asking, how will Tim try to re-win her friends over now that she's found out her parents can't be scryed on?
That's the thing is we don't
no,
know
it's not
if
actually
they
that
can't be
funny.
scryed on. We just know that the scrying failed in this instance, and scrying
Right.
is temperamental.
Well-
Tim wouldn't know that at the moment per se, but
Tim is also kind of an emotionally reactive character. I could,
yeah.
there.
Tim, what?
No,
Oh,
It's
what?
like-
You don't think you're beholden to your emotions?
She is a scientist.
Mm,
And as a scientist, she is objective,
mhm.
unfeeling.
Oh, that is patently untrue. That's the biggest lie you've ever said to me. That is the largest lie I've ever heard come out of your mouth.
But to actually answer Sly Fox's question, I don't know. That's something that I actually sort of struggled with for like doing role plays. Like I know that Ron's fine, or that Vernon is fine.
Mhm.
And like Tim, I think trusts magic, and she has had enough people in her life just disappear that like I think that she honestly believes that like sometimes people just go away sometimes.
Right? Sometimes they just go away.
And like yes, and that's you just have to accept that. And so she like yeah, she's like a little bit worried about him and wants to know where he is, but she's not like as beaten up about it as I think the other party members are, and I think that she's sort of like struggling with that a little bit. And she really thought that they care about her. And like I know that the characters still care about her, but she's like if I think that her way of showing affection is like making things for people and like gifting things to people, like that is her love language. And so if they're like rejecting her gifts, then like they must not like her anymore, and they must be so upset that like I think that she just feels very alone, and like everything in her life is falling apart. Like she thought that she had found this new family, and suddenly not only is this found family not interested in her anymore, but maybe her real family is fully dead. So not well. She's not doing well.
We will have a lot to do on the next episode. A lot
unpack.
to unpack.
It's a lot of therapy. The gang goes to therapy. Next episode.
Oofers.
I think the next episode is legitimately the last Friday of the month again. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Hey, look at
I
that.
felt like that was the theme of the thing, was the last Friday of the month.
Yep. Yeah. It's just because this month is a little weird because the 31st of August is on a Thursday, which feels so bad. It's, But it does mean September is a 3 pay period month.
Ah.
Right? Listen. Fire Drake is asking question. Would Tim like a hug?
Tim would immediately, like a puppy or a stray cat that you've started feeding, she would immediately latch onto anybody who gave her a hug in the state she's in right now. So yes.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
that.
the Archfey could have turned Tim with one hug.
That's it. Easy peasy. Let's see here. We got another one from Slybox. How's Wrath Girther doing? Hanging on by a thread, hiding under her newfound mushroom sprouts?
She is not doing well. She entirely blames herself and is kind of having a crisis of conscience. She just kind of, this has all been like fun and games to a point. And then, even when it wasn't, when it got serious, she managed to like do stuff to help or, to at least not get in the way. But this time it was like a lot of failure on her part. And she kind of sees herself as responsible for what she thinks is Vernon's death.
So where is she on, like, if you were to map or like assign a value to knowing that she has been having these like delusions, like, is she aware of that yet, or is she just starting to see the cracks?
I think she's always on some level aware, but it's like she's in denial, right? Like she's working so hard not to see it. But it's kind of coming out now. She's kind of seeing the consequences of her actions, and this she had kind of turned to this for like comfort to deal with like her own problems, and now that she's seeing it's not really working, it's kind of
I won't put it up because it's kind of incidental, but Sly asks, hey, does Wrath Girther also need a hug? Because Tim and Wrath Girther could supply each other.
She does, but I don't think she'd accept it.
See here. It's therapy episode.
Also, she didn't accept the cookie because I thought, what better way to establish that Wrath Girther is in a bad headspace than to have her turn down food?
Oh, shit, yeah.
Very much. Sly's also asking, where do you shop in the swamp? You better hope that town has something. And the Swamp Mart. I mean, you've got at least that blacksmith. Honestly, that was mostly what I was doing there. I was setting up that there is actually a place in town that you could perhaps buy some things, but that's neither here nor there, really.
And needs new armor because her AC of 14 is laughable for a fighter.
It is upsetting, that's for sure.
Tim has a higher armor class than you.
Yeah. Well, aren't artificers kind of beefy depending on what subclass you go with? That's what I've heard.
Yeah, she's not like the, Iron Man subclass. She's the I have a dog subclass.
Iron Man could never have a dog.
No. If the what's left of his crew went to therapy, who would be their therapist?
Sparks.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably got the best,
He's a therapy dog.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. Let's be real, though. Sparks is a very good boy.
An emotional support dog.
Yeah, he could definitely do the training and become a therapy dog. I believe in him.
He just like lays on your lap and like turns on his little heater.
Yeah, I like to think that he knows what to do if like someone is having a panic attack. Like,
how does that make you feel?
Oh.
Good stuff.
This week on Dr. Sparks.
The whole party's in shambles. How are we going to fix this one, audience?
Oh, this is a good question, actually. Not that all the other ones weren't. I just haven't heard something along this line before, and it's very fresh. Sam Armad is asking, is Emery aware that the crew's adventures is only going to make their names more known, and is that changing her plans at all?
Ooh.
Right? I hadn't actually thought of that, and I should have. I mean, I definitely did. I have consequences, don't worry.
I mean, honestly, I hadn't considered that. I don't think that she would be considering that. Because, I mean, what have they done since leaving Waterdeep? They helped a bunch of people out on a volcano and then didn't go back, so they didn't rendezvous with all those people. So the only people who really know that they helped are the folks from Tema and the people that they talked to in the village before it evacuated. And then now we're in the swamp in the middle of nowhere. It's like, are we well known, or are we just a bunch of fucking goofballs with a robot dog just fucking around? Like, you meet people like that every other Tuesday, I would assume, in the Dungeons and Dragons world. So, like, I don't know. I don't know if she would even be considering that. Stop rubbing your hands together. It's making me nervous.
Good. Honestly, I love that.
Let's gang up and beat them up.
we really haven't touched on, like, we've kind of like briefly touched on a couple of stories. We haven't actually delved really deeply into anyone's backstories a little bit, which is why I was like, as soon as I was done the lasso, I was like, we actually don't need any modules anymore. We have so much built up already. We can do stuff.
Stuff will happen. Also, Sly says, you attacked an Archfey and brought him nearly to his knees. Yeah, and no one knows about that but us and the Archfey. And the Archfey is gone now, and theoretically, temporarily, somewhere.
I'm pretty sure he got smeared across the dreamscape.
So you just held him to the dream wall and just...
Yeah.
Mark now. With just some feathers stuck in it.
Yeah, pretty much. He's a smooth jelly just across this massive chasm.
Fire Drake in the chat said the D&D Scooby Crew. I would genuinely, like, I would kill a man for some fan art of us as as Scooby-Doo characters.
We gotta find the world, chat.
That is like genuinely, I want nothing more than that. That's
you gotta find a nice big old square cart and paint it riotous colors.
Yes. We have definitely talked about this before.
Yeah. We it was definitely on a past episode because we decided that Emery was Scrappy is his name.
Yes.
Yeah.
The little shit, and I'm like, listen, you're not wrong, but I do hate that.
I am choosing to believe that this is the like ADHD brain happening, and now it's like it's new.
Well, to refresh your memory, because I remember we had an argument about whether Tim Tam would be Shaggy or Velma. I still strongly believe that Tim Tam would be Velma, despite having a dog. Rathgurther is Shaggy. Shaggy eats big sandwiches. That's Rathgurther as fuck. Shaggy's dumb. Rathgurther's dumb. He's the tallest. It just adds up.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's fair.
Yeah, true.
Yep.
And then I think we decided that Vernon was Fred because scarf coated.
Because scarf, yeah.
I'm scarf coated.
This is coming back a little bit.
Right.
Listen, it's a great idea. I'm glad that I had it
And
twice.
I mean, Meldris would have to be the ghost every time because they literally have ghosts. Yeah.
And this is our new Monster of the Week campaign, by the way.
Right, yeah. We're gonna delve in. Same character, same universe. We're just playing Monster of the Week in Faerun.
Just change the system to Powered by the Apocalypse.
That's it.
Yeah, it's Fae in the Swamp instead of Monster of the Week.
You guys are gonna be stuck in the swamp for a long time. Get ready to enjoy the swamp ambiance.
New swamp every week.
New swamp every week. No other actual play series on YouTube can boast such good swamp content. It's
Hey,
okay.
what's what's up? It's your boy, back at it again in the swamp.
This time we're in a bog instead of a swamp. And then next week we've got a delta. And then we've got a marshland lined up. We got a beaver pond.
Have some variety.
Yeah.
I'm just reminded of that one Tumblr post, "Get pickled, idiot." You guys seen that?
No.
Somebody was saying, like, it's like, oh yeah, I've seen some like Hozier fan saying, he's like, wow, I love listening to this music and imagining decomposing in a bog. Shows what you know about bogs, idiot. Get pickled.
Wow.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if any of you had decided to die in the swamp,
I'm sorry, what was that word you used?
Decided.
What was the verb in that?
Decided. Yeah. we would have some of you play archaeologists in like a little, maybe 1,000 years later, and someone finds one of your, wow, this is certainly one hell of a find here. We've got a couple of adventurers who got dead in the bog.
Someone died as a result of their own poor choices, and their DM couldn't have helped them.
Right.
No.
Are we just gonna move past the Pickle Tim joke? Because I don't think we should.
I mean, it is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Of course.
I mean, my IQ isn't high enough to understand that show.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Whose is really?
Mm-hmm. It's clearly beyond all of our purview.
Oh, except for if
play D&D on the internet.
Yeah. I mean, unless you have enough money to buy a moderately successful social media platform and then destroy it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Good times had by all. Does anyone on the crew have more questions while we wait for more chat questions?
I mean, let's question more comment, I guess.
Sure, yeah.
More things to unpack on the next episode. Emery absolutely is going to blame herself for everything that just shook out, because she was the one who strutted off into the woods, and like she was still pissed at Vernon, but now that she thinks he might be fucking dead, she doesn't know what's up with him. She still feels guilty. And like the rest of the party's all fucked up, and so it's just like a cacophony of everyone blaming themselves. Yippee-ki-yay! We will have a lot of fun shit to unpack on the next sesh.
See, this is my master plan.
It's trauma bonding,
Yeah.
The other party gets closer. Is we all blame ourselves for our comrade's death, and as a result,
to be fair, Tim does not blame herself even a little bit. She knows that he's not dead. It's fine.
Tim blames Emery.
People just disappear sometimes, okay? People just suddenly leave you for decades, and that's just life, okay?
And it doesn't mean they don't love you.
Right.
It doesn't mean, right? They'll be right back. They said so.
They will.
They just went out for smokes and some milk.
Gnome smokes.
Robot parts.
Some robot parts. Which are what no smokes are. Just robot parts.
They vape.
That's right.
They had to go get a refill for their jewel.
Oh no!
Oh no! We killed Zoe.
Just taking a big old sip right when you said that.
Chat says next episode is an unboxing
of
all
unboxing.
the drama.
Yeah, 100%. The pro DM tip, guys: if you don't have an idea for an actual villain, just make your players hate themselves. Because they'll hurt themselves, right? Next episode, we're gonna start the combat by rolling initiative, and there will be no monsters. It will just be the characters and their self-doubt.
PTSD PvP.
Jay, I have a question for you.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh no, sorry. Should I wait until?
No, you got it. Yeah, you got it.
When you wrote this ending, or this kind of out of nowhere, Vernon kind of solves the problem with this unforeseen thing. Were you at any point nervous that oh no, what if it feels like there's no consequences and my players don't, for example, all react to this with some sort of emotional breakdown?
See, that's I had to just trust that y'all would act the way you had been acting up until now. So that was
mentally unwell.
Honestly, every time Rathgirther failed to do something and that, I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be so bad for her afterwards. Right.
Oh, and I like that he gave her bardic inspiration right before he went to. Oh, I didn't
right.
think about that.
Yeah, like he gave bardic inspiration. He gave Emery that advice because she had been pushing everyone away, and then just.
And I had a piece of advice for Tim, but it felt like it was going to be like kind of inappropriate, like in the context.
Because I'll tell him later.
Add more liquids to your cookies, and they won't be so dry.
Well, that's better.
What I had written down was, remember, you don't have to pay taxes on anything you steal.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Right.
As in Dungeons and Dragons, IRS agents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yep.
No.
I pay all my taxes quarterly.
They're the most fantastical creature in the entire game.
IRS agents?
Yeah.
Yeah, IRS agents.
The most made up.
Yeah, they're just some sort of modron.
Fantasy creatures.
So like real talk though, if I mostly have started writing well, not started, I've been writing like this for a long time now. But I think it was actually you, Mildred, who said that I'm the way I DM in that I let you guys do basically whatever you want and I can still keep the tension. That's actually honestly because of you guys, because you are all able to flow so well with the decisions. I know that you will make it count, whatever I throw to you. Right. And that's a huge weight off my shoulders. Because I don't have to come up with mechanical consequences all the time. I will still sometimes, obviously, because I'm not going to leave you guys in a barren desert. But yeah. But yeah, absolutely. And then this bit here, honestly, before because I had this encounter planned before Ron unfortunately got fired from his last job, the original plan was for you to sort of band together and chase off this thing and then run away before he really came back, because he's supposed to toy with you. He's an archfey, right? And you're supposed to kind of take advantage of that hubris, basically. But then he damaged Emery too much, and then Rod and I were like, "Hey, there's an opportunity here," and I was like, "Perfect."
Yep.
There were, I think I was telling everyone in a break that the nuts and bolts behind this is that we had a couple of things that Vernon could do in the situation based on what happens with the Phalord there, and if, for instance, they had managed to lose all of their legendary reactions and saving throws and stuff like that, then Vernon could try to do something without really getting too much opposition from the Phalord themselves. And you all acted remarkably well in that case, although Emery almost flat out died. So.
Yep.
Yeah, that was not ideal.
Almost slurped myself into the void. Yippee!
Oh. Here's a nice question. Hold on. I lost it. There it is. Supernova is asking, what's left of us crew's favorite desserts? I imagine this is us as people specifically, not our characters. What's our favorite dessert?
Revenge.
It is a plate best served cold. But then again, so is gazpacho soup.
Yep. And ice cream.
Well, you probably won't eat it off a plate, though. You'll probably eat it out of a bowl. I'm not actually a huge dessert person. I am not super into sweets. So most of the time, I either like super dark chocolate that is like so dark that it's incredibly bitter, or I really like sour candies. But I also like tart things like cherry pie. Super fucking into cherry pie. But where we live, we have a chocolatier basically down the street. And they make these little like mini chocolate covered marshmallows that are just incredible. But they also have like chocolate covered raspberries and stuff that I really like because, again, they're tart. I hope that was enough of a question to give people who are actually into sweets more time to think of their answers.
I'm also not really a sweets person. But I guess if we're opening the field to candy, the answer would be Skittles. if we're just talking like baked good desserts or just something you would have as an actual course of a dinner, I'd probably like a Nanaimo bar. If I doubt Americans know what that is, or just a
Nanaimo
carrot
bars.
cake.
Yeah, Nanaimo bars are great. Yeah, look up a Nanaimo bar.
Can you spell that? I don't know.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, no, you're right. The secret stays with the Canadians.
It's
let me try and figure it out.
You didn't ask would you spell it. You asked can you, and I answered correctly.
I actually was very close.
Oh,
I just put an extra I in there. I thought it was like NAI, but no, it's NANAI.
Nanaimo. Yeah.
So they're like layer cookies.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Cool.
But the layers are all very good.
Nice.
Star likes those bad flavored jelly beans.
No, I don't. Shut up.
Oh yeah.
That was one time, and I still have most of that box. It was for charity, okay? The fucking beans. But real answer, I, unlike the other two folks who have gone already, I have like 6 different sweet tooths. I'm if I could subsist entirely off of sweets, I would. I'm like the chocolate muffin for breakfast type of person. If I had to narrow it down to a favorite, I like stuff with like fruit flavorings in it. Like I've been getting these apple turnovers from the bakery at my grocery store, and they're so freaking good. But my parents will tease me about this all day because they know how much I hated my job at the Cheesecake Factory. But there was one cheesecake there that actually is probably my favorite. It's like this chocolate peanut butter type of like cheesecake. It's so fucking good.
Star, you said their name.
Yeah, this isn't my channel.
They're gonna come for you.
Bees Lake Phylactery. Fine, whatever.
It's the Liches from Bees Lake.
Yeah, the Liches from Bees Lake. They're not here. I censor their name on my channel, but this isn't my channel. This is the D&D channel.
Yeah.
Bees Lake Phylactery can fuck off.
Right.
They locked me in the freezer. I get to yell about their bad business.
Yeah, you do.
Bunch of dicks.
3 separate times I was locked in that freezer.
Oof. Vernon?
Ironically, I would say cheesecake. Just all kinds of cheesecake. I don't even really care. I agree about that chocolate peanut butter one from Cheesecake Factory. It's really pricey, but it's good.
Oh, it's like $7 a slice. It's worth it though.
Yeah. It's a little bit steep. A little bit steeper than the calorie count, if you know what I'm saying.
Listen, the trick is you work in the bakery section there, and sometimes they just let you take free cheesecake home.
I mean, I've thought about it. I've applied. They did not call me.
Oh. Well, I don't pay very well anyway. It was like $9 an hour when I worked there. That was in 2014, but still.
Yeah, I've checked relatively recently, and I don't think it changed very much since then. But what else? There was another thing that I had in mind, and now I can't think of it. But pretty much anything you throw a sweet at me, I'll probably eat it happily. But cheesecake is number one.
Right. Mine is the most complicated because I love all those things. However, I'm lactose intolerant, and because of dental trauma, I can't have much sugar because it hurts. So my wife is going to be wild with this because everyone knows my favorite food is pie. But that is not a dessert. Pie is life. So that's not my dessert option.
Pie is all the time food.
Pie is all the time food. First of all, pie goes well with everything, and there is a type of pie for whatever you want. Pie is the best food. My favorite dessert, my favorite confectionery was from when I was a kid, and my friend, if he is watching this, will probably laugh his ass off. It's something his mother used to make called nummy bars. And it is like you make it as though it were a brownie in like a pan and everything like that, and it's composed mostly of marshmallows and caramel and like there's another like sort of sauce in there. I can't remember what it is exactly. It is a secret family recipe. I will never be able to know it, but I have begged him to like, can you get your mom to give you the family nummy bar recipe so I can come over to your house and I can have nummy bars again, because I haven't had them since I was a teenager before my dental surgery, and I want to know if it kills me, and I'll be so sad if it does, because the nummy bars were nummy. They were delicious. They were.
Oh, that's why they're called that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't know until I was in my 20s, and one day I had an existential freak out, and I was like, that's why they're called that. Yeah, Dawn is saying I thought beaver tails, and absolutely beaver tails are delicious, but they're also, I had a beaver tail once that had like cheese and tomato sauce and garlic on it, and it was delicious, but that's not a dessert.
Oh, can I ask
That's
a question about that?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Mildred, did you not have beaver tails down where you were?
Oh no, I've had beaver tails.
Okay.
I've never had a savory beaver tail because that's a sin against man and God.
And hello, Jeebus. I'm here to sin again. It's
Okay. The follow-up that is only going to be funny for some folks. What about the beaver nuggets, though? These heathens don't know about Buc-ee's. And I was trying to explain it to them in the chat the other day, and they were like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, it's Buc-ee's. It's a Southern family treat.
So
Okay.
I'll be real. When you shared the picture, I thought that they were basically like corn nuts.
They basically are. They're like big
Well,
corn
no,
nuts,
because
but
you
they
said like corn pops and corn nuts are entirely different.
Okay, fine. Well, they're like corn puffs, like.
Are they puffs or are they nuts?
They're nuggets.
Yeah, so are they corn nuts?
They about have the consistency of Cheetos.
Oh, so yeah, they're
That's
not
a puff.
corn nuts.
You're
Okay.
talking about a puff.
Yeah.
It's a beaver puff. My question is, does it taste like beaver?
No, it tastes like, well, okay. So the thing is, I've never eaten the original ones. I've only had the flavored ones, but they come in a variety of flavors. Like, I got the cinnamon sugar ones because, as I mentioned, I will eat anything with sweets in it. They also at the store had like a white cheddar flavor, which is going to be the kind I'm picking up next. They have like, I think they have some sort of spicy variety. Sea salt is definitely one of them. Just all sorts of flavors for your nuggies.
Yeah, so just because there was some talk about not knowing what Buc-ee's is, I just want to point out that Buc-ee's is a collective delusion of people in the United States. Because chat, if you've never heard of this restaurant, tell me if this seems realistic to you.
It's not a restaurant; it's a really fancy gas
It's an
station.
experience.
That too.
That specializes in serving specifically fried chicken and spaghetti.
Yeah. It's an SCP. It's a full-on mimetic. Yeah.
Does that, which like Occam's razor here, which is more likely that restaurant exists or that like a bunch of people had a weird dream?
We're going to different Buc-ee's because the ones that are closest to me don't have restaurants. It's just like a big gas station. You can buy like breakfast tacos, and they have an entire wall of beef.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of Jollibee.
I was thinking that you were
Buc-ee's
thinking of my house, but you know.
Yeah, Ron, when are you going to show us the beef jerky wall, my guy?
You know, once I can get a camera over there.
You have
Beef
a wall of
jerky
beef
wall.
jerky?
They do at Buc-ee's.
No, but
That's
it
why I
would be
sent
really
the
cool if
picture
I
of the
did.
beef jerky in the chat because it's Buc-ee's jerky.
None of them were wet. It's weird.
Yeah, none of them were wet, Jay, because wet
All
beef
right.
jerky is a stupid
Let's
thing.
Move on.
Famous
Let's move on.
dry food.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mildred. Thank you. We got into a fight about this in our non-streamed campaign because Jay.
Do I
Jay
need
was
to
like,
go teacher mode and pull this shit together?
Hands on hips, fingers on lips.
I
Oh
would
no,
like
I'm not one of those. That's
jerky is
demeaning.
not wet. That is all we. That is the end of the conversation.
Some would say it's defining quality.
Yeah, exactly, Jay.
Let me tell you
right,
all.
let's circle back and make sure that we're all on the same page.
I think we are.
here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Another thing that I forgot to say earlier
Ron?
is what?
Is this important?
It's an answer to the question.
Yeah.
Another thing that the Canadians have been hiding from us Americans is coffee crisps, which I
You guys
just
don't have
started eating
those?
recently. They're not as
Coffee crisp.
prevalent as you might think.
It's a
Apparently,
nice light snack.
yeah.
That
It's
is
a-
the
it's a
official
delicious.
slogan of Coffee Crisp.
It's
by the way.
a coffee flavored toffee wafer bar. It's delicious.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing.
That sounds amazing. Yeah.
Like it's in the international section at Wegmans. So
I will
you
say
have a Wegmans.
the best way to eat a coffee crisp, if you're eating a full size one, you're doing it wrong. You got to get the little Halloween ones. Those
yes, 100%. They're best at bite sized. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to keep that in mind because I've just been buying full size ones.
But Zoe is correct. It is now 5 o'clock, and that means it is time for us to kind of wind down, as it were. Obviously, we missed having a good friend Jinx here. Her internet decided to take a massive dump at the very end there. At the very least, she was able to play most of the episode with us, which was very nice. If any of you have questions for Maldris, I told her we would let you folks, if you want to just ask questions, go ahead and ask it in Stars What's Left of Us Discord, and or in mine if you happen to go over to the Fun Pit, the Iron Oaks or Jacorn's Fun Pit, which is linked in my channel here. You can ask just in general chat there, and I'm sure Jinx will be able to see it, and we'll answer and ask any questions there once she has her internet back up. Send her lots of love, because that was very frustrating for her to lose internet at the very end there on an episode that was very Maldris heavy in general. But yeah, folks, it was a fun episode. I hope you all enjoyed it.
Yep.
Yeah, fun is a word.
An adjective that one might use to describe things.
Absolutely. Our next episode will be on September 29th, I believe. Yep, September 29th. Where we will be making an excuse for why Star won't be there on October, the last of October, because she has another con, I think.
The last one for a while, because I'm taking a break.
Also, I mean, honestly, we're probably just gonna have probably have a Halloween one shot or something like that. I got something.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
I love doing some spooky Halloween stuff. Yeah, I think that's about it. Unless anyone has anything else, any burning questions, I think we kind of ran the well dry on wet jerky. And then we are going to we're going to say that's it for now, everybody. Wish Ron the best, and we will see more of him, I'm sure, during what we can do for the next month or so. We'll see. And you all have yourself a very good. Oh, wait a second. We should tell everybody where we can find each other, because I completely forgot about that part. Ron, now since you're going away, you're first. Where can folks find you?
Anywhere that you can look on social media. I will probably be at Megaron TV, except for on Blue Sky, where I'm at Megaron. You can also find my podcast, Just a Little Guy, at justalittleguypod.com. There is lots of stuff there, and by lots of stuff, I mean 4 episodes, because I just started it, but you'll really enjoy it. I've so far had Jay on, I've had Zoe on, I've had Star on. There's many other people who are going to be on as well, so check that out.
Lots of people are talking about it.
Just a Little Guy.
Yeah, subscribe to youtube.com/@justalittle_guy_pod. Yes.
And that's Lil like the rapper, not.
Yes, that's Lil as in if you wanted to summon a demon and you were really lazy about it, and so instead of calling it Lilith, you called it Lil.
Yep.
I got there eventually.
Simplest way to remember it, for sure.
It was a journey, but I liked it. Yeah. like a two memory. Mildred.
I am the Thought Slime. I am available wherever slimes are sold. You can find me YouTube, Twitch, the platform formerly known as Twitter. Whatever you got, I'm there. You can't escape me. I'm right behind you. The end.
Yeah. Star.
Hello. I am the Starfish Face on just about everything. I am mostly active on Twitter/Blue Sky. Blue Sky, because I've just been cross-posting my bird ramblings to the Sky Rambling app. I'm also on YouTube. I stream there, and I have YouTube videos that come out every other Monday. I'm very, very close to 100K. So I mean, if you haven't subscribed already, maybe do that. Maybe go do that.
Yes.
I also have a webcomic called Cast Off. So if you like seeing fantasy people being sad, you should go check that out.
Who would do that? and watch us.
Who would? I had no idea. No idea. It's a ridiculous sentiment.
Zoe, you have not only lots of stuff going on, but it's something going on immediately after the stream.
Yeah, so I'm Zoe B. You can find me on YouTube at Zoe B. Just search it and I'll be there. But I have a video premiering at 6 o'clock Eastern time. That's in about an hour. That is about PragerU and looking at it pedagogically because they are in schools in Texas and Florida now, which is wild. So I looked at the stuff that they have available and it sucks. And I don't know. It's a fun video. You should watch it when it comes out in about an hour. And that's it.
Beautiful. Beautiful. My good friend with the Wild Jinx, you can find her on the sites formerly known as Twitter and Twitch under the same name, Wild Jinx or Wild Jinx Gaming. Yeah, she usually streams alongside of us while we do this, and her point of view is her crocheting something typically. So that's fun to watch if you want to watch what this show is, but also the craft. So you should all give her a quick follow if that's something that seems to interest you. And then finally, it is me. You have found me. This is the channel I operate on. I do this. You have the Jcorn TV on Twitch, and here we have finally reached 1,000 subs. We are going to be doing more content now because we are getting monetization. Thank you all so very much. If you want to support the channel more so than simply giving us your eyeballs, you can go to our Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/@the-Jcorn, I believe. We have 3 members already. Thank you so much to Schlups, Jared Sadewater, and Med and Math. Thank you all so much. You are helping us to continue. But honestly, every little bit helps, folks. You can help however you would like, including just liking and subscribing, maybe even dropping a comment below this video so it gets a little bit more engagement. That is a tremendous amount of help. Thank you all so much. And that means that should be all of it. Yes.
I got the Streambot to work.
You did it!
I got it to work! I just realized it's like, wait, if it has links in the messages, then Stream Elements might not be an approved user to post links. I fixed it!
Just in time.
Just in time for it to work. Congratulations! All right, everybody.
We have exclamation points,
it's good. We wanted a nice, excitable way to end the stream instead of the sadness. We'll see you all next episode. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.